Okay, so I'm going to cover today updates on Pinterest for business and Google Plus community pages and the LinkedIn profile, the new profile, some of the new things you can do on LinkedIn. Last week, Connie did a great job talking about Pinterest, and she brought up the fact that there is now a business account. That's been since, what, November 14th or something. Mm-hmm. And so we've looked into it, and our recommendation is that if you have a current account and you're using it for commercial purposes at all, that you go ahead and convert your existing account to a business account.
And not have a personal account?
Well, you could still have a personal account. You could start that later and change it, but okay, here's what we decided to do. So for Online Biz Smarts, I do have personal and other business type things on it. So I converted the whole thing, and then I will gradually remove those pin boards that don't relate. But I think I'm going to keep the pin boards that do relate to our personalities and who we are as individuals, so that when people check out our business, we get all the, we'll get all of the PR, and there's going to be more publicity for the business pin boards or pinners, and that they can still then see who you are as a person. And that would be really important for you, I think, Chris.
Oh, yeah.
And actually for all of us.
Mm-hmm.
So just for example, I have one pin board that's kind of silly. It's only got four or five pins on it right now, but it's called Red Dresses. And I just started finding these red dresses I loved, and my goal is to have a beautiful red dress. So, and it's gotten a lot of attention. So I thought, well, that's it. I'm just going to leave it on there because it says something about me. And then Mike's going to have to put some things on about
not red dress.
Your guns? No.
Yeah.
What?
I don't know.
So the advantages of a business account are that you get to use your business name, and so you're promoting the business. Plus, it's also the rule that Pinterest has. I mean, it's really a new rule. They are saying if you're using your Pinterest for business, you need to have a business account. And I think all of us are on Pinterest for business mainly. Though Connie,
I'm just on it all the time.
Yeah, I know.
Now, do you have a personal and business still?
I just did the business.
You switched it all over?
We switched it.
Okay.
Because I don't put anything on there that I wouldn't want anybody to see anyways. And then you have secret boards now, and I know you missed that, where it can be just you seeing it. So if there is actually something, like some things I find are funny, they might have like a bad word or something. So I don't want to put that out in the public. So I'll put that on a secret board.
Okay.
So, but I mean, my philosophy with social media has always been don't put something out that I wouldn't want my mom to see or would offend anybody. So I'm okay with using Pinterest that way.
So your regular Connie board's not there. Now it's called
It's
Enchanting
all
Occasions.
Enchanting Occasions.
Okay.
But when you
Okay.
convert it, it just switches the whole thing over.
Okay.
So it's not like you're changing a new profile and all that stuff.
So a couple of other advantages to it are that they give you a verification badge once you connect with your website, and so that gives you some, I guess, authentication. And so mine, I don't know if I have it up here, but it's just a red check. It's not like some big, I was looking for a big fancy badge because they call it a verification badge, but it's just a little red check. And it shows, gives your website, so it's another way to have your website on the web. And the other really great thing is, but I don't really see them doing it too much yet, is that they're saying to businesses that we're going to provide a whole bunch of perks to you, meaning that we're going to be giving you business development resources that you can use. I haven't seen them yet. Have you, Gary, seen them? No?
I haven't seen it.
What about you, Mike? They do have case studies and guides that you can use.
Their blog is pretty helpful,
And their blog
too.
is great. Yeah. So the way you do it is you just go to business.pinterest.com. You click on convert your existing. It's really simple. Convert your existing account. They ask you what business type you are and what name you want to show. So you put up the, I put Online Biz Smarts. And I took down Dale Dillon Lips. And what email address you want to use. Then you do have to agree to the business terms. And that's it. That's all you do. So we recommend that you go ahead and do that. So I don't think they're policing it yet. Okay, on Google Plus, the biggest new thing that I think is the communities. And they formed that so that it gives you a way to help connect with people that you have something in common with in a whole different way, rather than just, it's a way of categorizing your stream. So until now, just you had people in your circles, and so you just saw everybody's post that they had made, But this way you can actually label your discussion by being in a community. And then you can have private communities or public communities. I don't really see any reason I would want a private community, but definitely public community. And you can either be in it as yourself, your profile, or you can be in it as your business page. So either one. And the way you do it is that you put in that search box right at the top. You just put a keyword or whatever topic you want to discuss. So there have been some communities that have already been started, like Tucson Business Community. There's one that Jennifer Phillips started. What was that? Improve Tucson, or do you remember?
I don't know.
But put in Tucson Business and see what you come up with. And this is a way to meet new people, and which is the whole purpose of being on social media. People that could be customers or strategic partners for your business. When you do that, if you join a community, after I explored it for a while, I really recommend that there's a notification setting that you can indicate. If you don't want to get, let's say there's 1,000 people in your community, so do you want to get a notification every time they make a post? No. So you probably, for those bigger communities, should indicate no notifications sent to my email. The best community I've found, I don't know if you've been on it, is LinkedIn community. And let's see, I want just to show you real quick. If I can. Should I use Internet Explorer on this?
Mhm.
Okay. No?
Is that Google Plus better?
Yeah, you can just use it.
I'm gonna go to Michael's.
Yeah, just go to my.
Okay. And I'm going to say LinkedIn. So since I was researching LinkedIn. Why doesn't it take you?
It's just catching up.
Oh,
The
okay.
internet's running slow.
Okay.
So it's.
Well, I was researching LinkedIn, so I thought, well, let me see if there's a community on LinkedIn. And I also ended up putting in Twitter and Facebook, and I didn't find good communities for those yet. There will be down the road. But LinkedIn had the best community. And what I could tell is if I follow that community, I will be up to date on LinkedIn. Because everybody's writing in on the most recent LinkedIn improvements.
So is this about LinkedIn, how to use LinkedIn, or what is
It's actually LinkedIn's own, right here.
Is that some of the things you were posting this week?
No, I didn't post anything from there.
No, I thought you posted some updates or some articles.
I think this is it, LinkedIn for Business. I remember.
So it's kind of like LinkedIn's
So
own
LinkedIn, so the
page.
company itself started this community for people interested in LinkedIn.
So if you'll click join, show them how that works.
Okay.
and
It's like
So
the-
you find the community and then you go join, right there. This is slow. Okay, and then I can invite friends. But the biggest thing is if you go through all these posts, you're going to see the most up-to-date information on LinkedIn and how to use it for business. So I joined it, now you're a part of it, Mike. Anything you want to add on communities? Mike's the one that talked about communities yesterday, so.
No,
You want to add something?
Within the, one thing that I found is if you are a business to business, I found that I could go through and I could find businesses that were connecting themselves to multiple local market communities, and it helped me find a lot of new business owners
I think
to connect with.
it's very valuable for local business.
Yeah. I went to 3 different groups and I probably found 3 dozen local business owners that I was able to directly connect to from those groups.
Okay. I need to go back to my slideshow. So to me, that was the most impressive new thing on Google+. I mean, you know, every week they have new things. LinkedIn, some huge changes on LinkedIn. So I spent most of my time on that. Mainly, and I'll get to this in a minute, but the profile has changed and all the ways that you can edit it and ways that you can make it appear and information that you can put on it have, it's really become much more powerful. But things have changed. Events application was deleted just a couple weeks ago.
The one we didn't like.
And it's the one we told you not to use anyway. So when I was researching it, they said to spread word about events, just share it. Well, that's what I was already doing. So you can just go on your home page and add the link to your post and write about the event, and then share it. And then you can also go to your group pages, any group that's relevant to the topic of the event, and post it on those pages too. So those are the two things you can do. Regarding events, Mike and I we're doing a Facebook event and a Google Plus event. And then we're putting the link for the Google Plus event onto LinkedIn, just the way I described. And the reason for that is that we're seeing that Google Plus is a much better feature for an event. It's much more powerful.
Is that the one that connects to our Gmail
It
calendar?
connects, yeah. Do you want to?
No, I just,
Explain.
that power in itself, so as a user, I love the fact that if I say that I'm gonna go to an event, it drops it into my calendar. I have auto reminders already set up, so it pings me on my text messaging. It says, you have a meeting coming up in X amount of time. And now with my new feature on my phone, it actually tells me how much time it's gonna take to get there. It calculates it back from that and gives me a notification.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you have the party mode, which we talked
Yeah.
about, what, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
Okay. The apps feature was deleted. Remember how we spent all this time on all the wonderful apps that you could add? And my favorite app actually is still there. I'll tell you why in a minute. But WordPress is gone. So I'm glad Sheree's here. I could put him on the spot about that. Because what they're recommending is that you put this plug-in. So if you have a WordPress blog and you wanted to continue updating to LinkedIn automatically, they were suggesting the Jetpack plugin. So I wrote to Sharif and asked him to check it out. I don't know if you've had time yet, but
Not more than what I've shared
okay.
with you.
So you're going to let us know in January sometime that whether we should
Or
add that
February.
to our.
Yeah.
Okay.
I ran across a paid plugin, I think it's like $100 a few months back. Social Traffic, I think it's called Social Traffic. I remember right, and I can send you that. But
Okay.
what it does is it will do Facebook, it will do Twitter, LinkedIn, and it will do a reminder post even. If you wanted to, let's say you sent out, you wanted to put your blog and you wanted to hit Twitter 4 times a day, or recurring even, it'll even do that. But it'll do LinkedIn, it'll do LinkedIn groups as well.
Okay.
Post it all. So I'll try to get.
Yeah,
I'll-
I'd love to see that. Yeah, thanks.
Social traffic plugin, I think.
Social traffic, okay. However, they're rolling out the new profile, so if you've gotten the new profile, the SlideShare, and you already had SlideShare, it will pop up and be automatically. Because it's considered to be, it's the only feature of social rich media that they allow to continue. From now on, what you have to do is add your own rich media. And it's really easy. It's only on the newly redesigned profile, but in a few days we'll all have it. And you go to the section in your profile, and there's a link that you click, and then you just put in the link, and it will show up on your profile. So I'll show you. I think that might put up my
Yep,
It's
it's
on
on Internet Explorer,
Internet Explorer. Okay.
right at the bottom. There you
What happened?
go. I don't know. So now we launched another one. That's Firefox. Close that.
Okay, so here's I've got the new updated profile. You can do various things. You can change around all the boxes. The first thing you see is activity. I'll show you the rich media in just a second. So I've changed my boxes around so that you see the summary first. I mean, it defaults to what your activity is first. So people can then kind of spy on who she's friended with lately, how's she updated her profile. Whatever I've done recently on LinkedIn will show up first, which I'm not that thrilled with, to be honest. So then I put my summary next, and then automatically all these SlideShare shows popped up. So I didn't need to worry about adding that myself. The skills and expertise, which that's another relatively new thing. I put that further up. If you haven't changed it, the default is it's further down. but I think that this is a better explanation of who I am than all of my old, where I worked in the 1980s, and my whole resume that's down below. So I'm going to come back to that, but I'll give you an example of the rich media that I added to AT&T's. Where is it? So I'm going to show you where to add it. See this little box? There's where you would just add the link. So what I did, I'm not sure why it's not showing up here, because it was on mine back at the office. But you just put the link. So I had a video of why I started Amazing Teas. And it's like a 3-year-old video. But I went to YouTube and I copied and pasted the link to that video, and I put it in this box under the Amazing Teas section of my profile, and then it showed up as a video.
I think it's just down below.
It's down below? Okay, let's see.
You can do that.
That's all you have to do. Back to you. Shows up. Where would it be?
It's still below.
It was supposed to go right into, there it
There you
is. Okay, so it shows up just like that. Oh.
I like how it has the recommendation that somebody gave you for
Yeah.
that business too.
So this is the
That's
guy
cool.
that did all my printing, my screen printing for me. Then you just click on it and it plays, I think. And it gets big, like it's beautiful. I mean,
Very vibrant.
so I don't know if you want to
Communication
hear me talking about it, but you can go to my profile later and check it out. Okay. Back to the endorsements. I love this new feature. Has everybody been using it?
I find that I have suggestions of people, for me to endorse people, and they haven't even put those up as their skills.
Really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like Denise
I think
Berger,
it
they keep sending me saying she's got this, and I go and I look at her profile. She hasn't even gone into her profile.
LinkedIn is that.
Okay.
I think they're
I didn't
finding
know that.
copies. They're finding whatever they're pulling that from, information-wise, and suggesting other expertise and skills that they're suggesting for you. But a lot of times those aren't the accurate ones. One lady in my class, and it keeps saying, "Do you want to recommend her for social media?" And I told her the other day in the class, I said, you do great and you're wonderful, but I haven't qualify you for a social media expert,
Right.
and it's
I
not in
think
her
we should
profile.
be careful what we do to endorse.
So
Right.
don't blanket and do the
Yeah.
endorsements. You have to.
I haven't been finding that, Chris, but
I have,
when
so I go in
when
and look and see if it's
Yeah.
real, and if
Yeah.
they
I've
said
been
it, I
endorsed
believe
and I
it.
never added
I try to be
anything.
selective. I won't give an endorsement for somebody that I don't know they are great at what I say they're great
right. Well, what I don't like is that that they're telling other people or suggesting to other people what to endorse you for. And so what happens is the more you get endorsed for something like online marketing, I've got a lot of endorsements there. And then I didn't have that. Please, for Christmas, would you please go on my LinkedIn profile and endorse me for business strategy? That's all I want for Christmas. But anyway, what you can do is you can add skills and talents. You can ask people that you know pretty well to go in and endorse you. They have to go to your profile and actually come down here in your profile. So another reason to put it up closer to the top than where they default for it, and ask them to endorse you. So you could do that for me, right? Business strategy. I mean, at least it's in the top 10. Okay, this is what I love, Mike, is going back and forth between my slideshow and the internet. You're so expert at it, but where is it? Right there. Okay. You can also, there are all sorts of new sections you can add. For example, the education and experience sections you can, let's see, I think it's there. No. Let's just see. Notes. Okay. Here are some of the new sections I didn't put in the slideshow. Certifications, courses that you've taken, honors and awards, languages, and then change the languages section so that if you so like I clicked on Spanish, it gives me like 5 options on how well I speak Spanish, which is great because I don't speak Spanish very well. I speak a little bit, so I wanted it to be there. But it really allowed me to customize how much I speak Spanish, and I also put Turkish in because I grew up speaking a lot of Turkish. I lived overseas. Organizations, what projects you're doing, patents they added, publications, test scores, volunteer experiences, and causes. So then, another new thing that we have is on, you're going to go next, Mike, but company pages. There's a new feature, and we don't have it yet on our company page, but it's coming. And that's an ability to define your market better. Have you seen it yet?
Yeah, I have.
Oh, you have, because
Yeah.
it's not on our business, our company profile yet.
Yeah,
And
you can define and target. I read an article on it. Define and target your audience. Very substantially more narrow, and so you're really hitting the right audience.
And then you can create different landing pages for each of your products. So I don't know if we all want to spend that much time. But if you have a product that's for one market, you can build that whole landing page. Specify who should see that type of product. Have pictures just for that product, keywords just for that product. And you can have, I think, at least, I don't know, maybe at least 3. Maybe
Yeah.
it's more.
Yeah, I have that.
So as soon as we get
opt in, so I'll walk everybody through it next month.
Okay. So when it comes really alive for everybody, we can talk more about it. So Mike, you're next.
Yay.
Mike's going to talk about YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, and then whatever I missed.
Miscellaneous.
Okay. Forget.
Miscellaneous. Thanks, Dale. The LinkedIn is so fresh. I think it's going to probably take us a month or 2 before we can honestly say all of the changes that are, because there's some still that aren't completely rolled out substantially, so we'll have to dig into those. Let me see. I'm going to grab my notes, and we'll start at the beginning. So now you all should have been converted by this point to Twitter timeline, or with a header. So now, Internet Explorer, you're killing me. So we'll jump over to Firefox and log in somewhere.
I don't think Chrome likes you, Mike.
Chrome and I on my laptop are having a little bit of a disagreement, and somehow Adobe and Flash is involved in that nasty process. So. I've got it worked out on all my other devices, but for some reason my desktop, my laptop is still having trouble. So, this is my Twitter account, and you can see, and then on our page as well as on Bismarck's, we're utilizing all of the landscape, everything that you have space to be able to do on the sides. When you look at the updated profile, so when somebody else lands on my page, this is what it's going to look like, and this is the territory that you have then to do some more with. So you can do graphically, this gradient is always going to be in place. Oh yeah, that'll come in handy. The gradient will always be in place, and so that's where it's also going to put what you've described about who you are and what you do. I haven't spent a ton of time. I rarely go to Twitter desktop. I'm accessing it via mobile or TweetDeck or another application. Active users rarely are on the Twitter desktop. You go there only to make things look pretty and make it look good and your description, etc. But again, this is what it's going to look like. And if you haven't applied a graphic here yet, it's just a nice kind of metallic gradient black kind of looking header. It's not unattractive. We were debating yesterday whether we liked the profile picture in it. I'm not a huge fan, but it is what it is.
I just think it looks funny in the middle.
It gives you a little bit of flexibility, and this is where you could be creative. I mean, if you've got a good headshot, you could take your torso and put it into the header image below that. Just make it creative and fun, interesting. There's a lot you can do with it, like Facebook. And I'm anxious to look at that to see if I've gotten the update yet. There's a new update coming to profiles in the next few days that's going to change your Facebook timeline, and we'll talk about that. So Twitter, very simple. It's going to look like this. The big piece is this graphic here, and the dimensions for that is, ideal dimensions is 1252 by 626 pixels. That's the ideal size of that image block. Does that make sense? Questions on that? What can't you do? What can you do there? You can do anything you want to do on Twitter as far as what you put on that graphic. Buy my stuff. That, I don't ever suggest that, but you can do that kind of thing on this Twitter header, unlike the rules for Facebook, which actually rolled out a new change today. New change today on the rules for what you can put on your Facebook header. Okay, there's a few images that I will drop the links for in our group page. There's some how-to videos and how-to tutorials for Twitter and how to set the stuff up on your profile in case you need help walking through where to install that. It's actually fairly simple. Once you go into your settings, your profile, now you'll have your profile image and your header image that you can change right here. And then, of course, design, and Connie walked us all through this. This is where you can take a graphic, you can choose one of theirs existing, or you can upload a background graphic that is your image that is behind the page. So, another example of that is on my Bismarcks. And there's the header. So when you click on the page, it'll pop up a snapshot. It'll show you their header image and their basic description. And then right down here you can go to their profile to see their full page. And there you go. That's another example of what you can do with the background surrounding your Twitter channel or your YouTube channel.
Are those simple options, or you created some custom artwork to plug in there?
Yes, so that's part of our makeover that we offer to businesses, to where it's custom design built around the branding that image wants to, company wants to portray. Okay, so that is Twitter. Any questions as far as changes on Twitter, how you're going to utilize it, and I can't find my, oh, there we go. Okay, jump back to Facebook. Let's go to Internet Explorer.
It sounds like on Twitter the main thing we need to be concerned about is the fact that they changed the way it looks, so that if you want to look professional, you have to pay attention to that.
Yes.
But the way it works has not changed.
No, there's no substantial functionality change. It's going to be the same. But we are going to go look at YouTube now. Because YouTube has changed substantially. If you haven't gone as a user recently and looked at YouTube, you'll see that when you land, it's still going to deliver some kind of banner ad where they're advertising some kind of product. So it's the new movie in theaters now that everybody needs to go see, and you can always close those out. I'm actually going to shrink this a touch to make it a little more appropriate. So when you look at it, any off the top of your head, what does it look like?
Facebook. Google Plus.
Google Plus, exactly. So YouTube is overhauled, and it's going to give you the feel of your Google Plus channel. They're going to be very similar in functionality and feel. The thing that I like, and and they proved their redesign worked, is I went immediately and I looked at some of these suggested subscriptions, and I subscribed to 3 or 4 of them. I was like, ooh, oh yeah, I like those guys too. And so I subscribed to several more channels. And that's the intent, is, okay, based on your browsing history, these are some channels that we're going to suggest for you. Now, context. Some of those suggestions are not based on your browsing history. They're paid. So, for instance, it could be that Apple, I don't know that this is the case, is paying that their page be featured so that it's suggesting that subscription for me. I'm not bitter against Apple. Maybe I do like them or don't like them. I love some of their products. I love their iPads, and I have a MacBook, and I enjoy Apple products. But keep in mind, some is based on your. So don't see something and go, oh no, that's alarming, because that's not something I would like. Some of those are paid. Does that make sense?
I think they should indicate it's paid.
Yeah, I wish they would too. I
Facebook
love
does
browsing.
that, don't they?
Twitter does.
Okay.
It says promoted.
Sharif, you had a thought?
I'm not sure if that featured in the very top. Is it always on the top? Have you seen ones that are not relevant that says?
On the recommended channels?
Yeah, does it always say featured? Because I think the featured one on mine is the one that I don't recognize.
Yeah,
So
I
maybe
did
maybe it does
recognize
say-
several of them as brands that I had watched their channels. I had been on their pages. So, for instance, on one of my other, I subscribed to Jimmy Kimmel, and so it gave me that suggestion on my YouTube once I landed there.
A good way to test it would be to try to browse incognito, use an incognito browse.
True.
And see what it gives you. If it gives you a different set of, like Google Chrome or Firefox, use incognito browsing, and then see what it gives you.
So I subscribe to a lot of comedy people, Google developers. I'm trying to always get what's the latest and greatest news that's coming out and happening, etc. So your subscriptions are right over here on the side, and this is giving me right now my suggestions of what to watch. You can go to your subscriptions, or as well to social. And within the connectivity of who I'm connected with on my Facebook, it's showing me of my connected friends that it knows of, here's the activity that's happening. So if you choose to connect your Facebook, it's going to pull from your friends' activity and bring all of that into this particular news feed. So, Metallica, yeah. Let's see, watch later, your watch history, and of course your playlist if you create any playlists. Playlists are really a cool tool in that, Susan, let's say that you created 6 videos on how to do something with jewelry, a how-to for beading. You could put all 6 of those into a list and then embed them on your website, and it would play through that list of videos that you created as a list. So not just a single embed, you can embed a list on your website. And there's a ton of things you can do with a trade show. I've used it at a trade show several times, where you put up you've got a big screen, and you hook up your computer, and you just play through a playlist of videos that's, maybe people bragging about the company that you're trying to promote, or whatever that may be. So a lot of different uses for lists. Playlists. Any other questions? I'm going to cover a couple of things on YouTube within the settings. I've covered these before, but I want to hit them again. When we get to our channel, nothing changed there. Your YouTube channel is still going to look like your YouTube channel always has. So that is my personal YouTube channel, and an eagle I took a picture of one time.
Good picture.
Yeah, that was fun. Let's see. So, if you haven't yet, you can stream live to your YouTube channel. So your Google Plus account that is connected to your YouTube channel, you can do a Hangout. When you begin to set up that Hangout, there's an option of choosing to stream it live to your YouTube channel. If you choose that, when you go live, it's actually going to broadcast it live to your YouTube channel, and it's also going to archive the video that you create within the context of that.
Cool.
So if you and I were going to meet,
Right.
I could do a how-to video for you, and I could walk you through several steps of how to do something, and I would also be streaming that live, and it would also archive it for me so that I could share it to somebody else. Hey, here's a how-to I did on how to go do something.
So I could do an interview with Dale,
Yes,
and
you
it
could.
shows the split screen, and then it's saved,
Yes.
and I can post
Yeah,
it.
whatever you experience on a Hangout, as we'll do after class, that is actually going to be on that YouTube channel.
But I have to select it.
Yes. Yeah, and I can walk through Hangout we're going to look at a couple Hangout things at the end of meeting, and if we get to it, maybe I'll just cover that. Okay, so let's go into our channel settings. And so appearance, this is where you get in and add graphics. Your info and setting is who you are and what you want to be known for. And your tab layout, of course, you can choose how your page looks when people land on it. But we want to actually do this did change, however. This is where you'll find your video manager and your analytics. That did change in your navigation. It used to be a little bit different placement. So your video manager, you want to go edit a video, change a video. Video manager is where you go do that. That gives you your list of uploaded videos, and then you could go edit one of those videos. It also gives you a lot of your other pieces and tools that you utilize, but what we're actually going to do is go to settings. You can also access settings here and go to your settings here. Oh, I was wrong. That's my Google settings. Okay. So one of the things I wanted to cover, I think these two new features that are within the last several months are very cool for YouTube users. If you go through the process and choose to allow monetization on your videos, so that would be that a graphic pops up or a video plays at the beginning of your video, and for everybody that clicks on it, you get paid as a business. So if you have a high volume, I mean really high volume of people coming to your YouTube channels, you can make money off of people landing on your video and clicking ads. I don't know anybody in our group that runs that high of volume, except for maybe Sharif. But it is valued. Whether you ever allow it on a video, if you opt in, it gives you the ability to affiliate your website with your YouTube channel. So I can go to this associated website, and I can come in here. So let me walk through as if I were going to do this. And I actually have this already done on my Social Network Assist channel. It's a different YouTube channel. But if I wanted to add and verify my website to this YouTube channel, I would walk through this process, and then you can, through a snippet of code or through Google Web Tools, verify that yes, this YouTube channel really does connect to this website, and they have authority, or it proves that they are connected together. Gives your site more authority, gives your YouTube channel more authority. I think there's value in that. Gary, Sharif, what do you guys think?
Absolutely. The more points you have touching back to your website,
Absolutely.
obviously it gives you more.
Yeah, I wouldn't call it a citation value, but it definitely, anything that is Google built that says, yes, this website is verified with something else, is always going to add value back to your website. All right, I'm going to remove that because that's actually done on another channel. And the other thing is in-video programming, and that you don't have to, that's available right now whether you add monetization or not. It allows you to drop in a photo, a logo, your logo, at the beginning, your avatar at the beginning of a video, or you could have that pop up at the end of the video. Every video that plays, my avatar would pop up at the beginning of it, and it would have right in the right top corner, and you can move that around. It would have our picture. So Dale's Online Bizsmart channel, it has the logo for Online Bizsmart in the top right corner of the video as it begins to play. At the end of the video, you have a featured video. So let's say that you're, as a company, you have a welcome video. Hey, we're this company, and here's what we offer, here's what we provide. We have that popping up at the end of every video that just pops up in the bottom corner, and it's a suggested video for them to go and check out. So if you don't have a call to action at the end of the video saying go to my website and click this link, then you can also have this feature of a suggested video at the end of it. Okay. All right. That's YouTube. That's new on YouTube. That's not YouTube. Let's see. Defaults. I don't know if we covered this greatly. You can set defaults, so as if you're in a hurry, you need to upload a video, you can have all of these defaults built out to where this is what it's going to apply if I don't do anything else to it. And it will automatically apply a title, a description, tags, and whether you're going to monetize it or not, and your video formats. Also your privacy level, your categories, and the licensing. So you can choose basically a template. When I don't customize it, I want it to be this, and it'll apply it to your videos.
And that works when you send something from your phone.
It does partially, in that you're still going to have to, depending on the app you're using to upload it to YouTube, you're going to have to put a title in, and you're going to have to put a description in, and you may have to put tags in as well, depending on the upload app that you're using.
That was my question. So from your phone, you still need to do those three things.
Yeah, it's for your devices, and it's going to force you to go ahead and utilize those, or it won't upload. It won't upload until you put a title, description, and tags. You're on iOS. Okay, there are some uploader tools, and there is a custom one for you for multiple video channels for iPhone and iPad that you can utilize. Okay, YouTube. One other thing, there is, you can enable external annotation links. So at the end of the video, at the beginning of the video, you can drop in an annotation link that sends them to wherever you'd like them to go. Ideally, it's built around products. So I'm talking about this great new widget, and I'm going to, tell you all the great things about this widget. At the end of it, I'm going to drop the link that allows you to go and buy that widget. So you can have a live annotation link at the end of the video. iPhone and iPad now have an official YouTube app made by YouTube that just came out, so you can add it. It just allows you to browse and do everything on your account. You're not able to upload from that app. You still need to use the device app to do uploads to YouTube. So it seems silly to me that it wouldn't have uploadability, but it doesn't yet to this point. But your device does. Your device is going to have it built in to where you've logged in and you're loading videos to your YouTube channel from your iPhone or iPad or Android. Okay, Facebook. Nothing ever changes on Facebook. How could it possibly be different?
Today.
I was anxiously awaiting and hoping that maybe I would have the update. Let's see.
No.
Nope, not yet. Okay.
Just a few people have it, I guess.
So,
You don't have the icon for the privacy change on there either, do you? Did you see that yesterday?
I read about it, but I didn't see it yet. I expected it to come with, so I'm going to go to our group and I'm going to pop up, here we go, and I'll look at Mari's graphic. Oops. Here we go. So this is what your Facebook timeline is going to look at. You're going to have this new layout at the bottom of your timeline that identifies your photos and your friends. It's not a graphic, it's not an image, it's just a title where now you have images there. Your profile photo is going to drop down about 30% more than it used to be outside of the cover image.
The profile, not the timeline.
Yes.
And
Yes.
to the left a little bit?
Yeah. So it shifted down and to the left just a touch. Obviously, there's no dimensions on that. That'll be once it's live, then we'll get you dimensions on that.
And they only made that change to mess with everybody who created a custom image that interacted with
Yeah,
it.
if you had a real cool graphic, now you're going to have to
They've done that
rebuild it.
before.
Yeah. You're going to have to rebuild that. Another piece of this is that now within a cover image, instead of saying you can't promote yourself, they've changed the rule to say that you can have 20% of that cover image can have graphics. So that's definitely text, forgive me. So the graphic can have 20% text. So whatever that means, how you measure that, yeah. And you and I both know that I don't know that of a single business that's ever had their cover image taken down because they were inappropriately using advertising on it. Now I try to follow the rules, but that's up to you. The rules are no selling and no call to actions, but that will have slightly shifted with this new change. Now you can put 20% graphics
So
in
does
your
that
cover
include phone
image.
numbers, maybe? I mean, is that the text?
Yeah,
Is there-
yeah, it's not well defined. It's just you can have 20%.
And the definition was pretty clear on pictures in the news feed, but it was there was almost nothing on
Yeah.
that I read on
Yeah.
the.
Yeah, it was
Cover
a very blanket, as if to say, go crazy. That's how I would interpret it.
Well, actually, they're not
20%
telling us
graphic.
not to go crazy.
So everything else is about the same. Your recent activity doesn't change. This image size is going to be larger. So instead of where it was 800 pixels wide, and you had 400 pixels and 400 pixels. Now this is more of a 30% of the two panels. So you're going to have a larger image. So for users, when they land on your timeline, I think it's beneficial because you'll have a larger image. You're trying to represent something in a nice image. It's going to be larger. Should pop more, have more vibrancy to have, I want to click and talk about that kind of a thing. I think it's a good thing. Again, you know how people take change. Some take it well, some don't. So there'll be weeping and gnashing of teeth for weeks, and then we'll all get used to it, and then it'll change again. So I just embrace change. Change it all you like. I love it. I don't think it's dramatic, but there are some new pieces. You can, let's see, I didn't read this one earlier. You can rearrange or hide. This is the recent activity. So you can rearrange your recent activity, or you can hide something that you don't want, somebody to see that you're into, some kind of an odd group or something like that, or a private super secret group or whatever that may be. I think overall I think it's an improvement. I never really liked the side-by-side thing a lot, but again, that's just my opinion. As a platform, it's still a very vibrant, good-looking layout platform. All right. What else changed that I want you to remember on Facebook? Photo sync for Android. Okay, so for those of you who use an Android device, I'll just quickly show you photo sync. hopefully it'll be coming to iOS soon.
Yesterday we had a big discussion on which was better.
Yeah,
iPhone
you know,
or
that's always a
Android.
big debate. So, let's see here.
One yesterday.
And we decided on Android.
Really?
Really?
It does have a few more bells and whistles at this point, as far as application-wise. On your Android device, almost every application somewhere is going to have these 3 little dots. See in the top right corner? Okay, that's going to be your settings for that device. Go to the settings, and you'll see here that you have a great deal of ability, but you can turn on and off this photo sync feature. Okay, so I can sync photos over Wi-Fi and cellular, or sync over Wi-Fi only, or don't sync my photos. Now, don't panic. It's only going to sync them to Facebook so that you could post them. Until you post them, they never become public or the domain of Facebook. So they're there and available for you, but they're not publishing until you choose to publish them. So, caution. Careful what you take a photo of, because if you've got the sync on, it could be out and available to publish, or let's just leave it at that. I think enough said.
Well, if I make a comment about that, there's been a lot in the news the last year. There's a lot of embarrassing, celebrities and senators, for example, who publish photos that they weren't supposed to, and it was an inadvertent mistake. So just be careful when you do that, because instead of saying undelete or delete or not publish, you can very easily click the publish button by accident. So just
Yeah.
something to keep in mind.
Yeah, take your time and pay attention, and don't publish that private photo for public consumption. Okay. So let's go back again. So what will happen on this is if I take a photo of you guys.
By the way, how did you find that? That was that little button on the far right side?
Yeah. Any Android device, the applications are always going to have somewhere hidden on it the little 3 dots, unless there are no controls for that app. So I'm hitting right there. It's taking me to settings, and then I'm into the settings for that app.
Mine's on the left side.
Yeah, it may be in a different location, but it's 3 little dots somewhere tucked into a corner on the app. So, real time, what we'll do here is I'm going to take a photo of you guys. So smile. Okay, all right, I'm going to switch to HD mode so I get a better image. Brilliant. You guys look amazing.
You got everybody in that picture?
I did, I believe I did. So let's take a peek
I know.
at it.
Do I need to get
Oh, okay.
Let's look at that together. There's everybody. Nice. Sweet.
Beautiful picture.
Okay. So,
Very cool.
now, I can do a few things with this. So, Dale was mentioning earlier that because we are live during a Google Plus event, I can go turn on party mode for the event, and any photos that I take during that time are going to be sent to my Google Plus account. So you have Google Plus Sync that happens just like Facebook Sync. It's automatically loading them there. It's not publishing them yet until you choose to publish them. So I'm going to go now, and I think I'm going to switch out and go to desktop mode and show you and see if this is uploaded yet. If not, there are other images there, and I'm sure there's no embarrassing ones. I only take embarrassing photos of other people. So
The thing about this, I'm not sure you said this, Mike, but you said it yesterday, is that you don't have to actually share the picture. It just automatically goes to
Yeah.
Facebook.
So it's
you take
uploading.
the picture and it's there.
So I'm going to act
So
as if I'm going to
saves you.
add a
Is it on
photo,
your-
and if
It's
you'll
on
notice,
your Facebook profile.
it has add synced photos.
Okay.
So over time, it's allowed. It's had time to upload. I'm going to hit add sync photos. Okay. And look, there you are. Brilliant.
There's
Love it.
yesterday's.
Yes, in yesterday's class as well. So I'm going to choose that. I'm going to add photo. And now, of course, I have the ability to go ahead and tag somebody. I can add a location. And because we're still during a live class, I can choose that. And I can go in and tag you guys. I'll just tag Dale, and then you guys can tag each other. And everybody else in the class, go back and say something about it.
What a good picture.
Post. Okay. So I didn't have to, fumble around. I could just turn that feature on. It's synced. That way, when I get home, I can go ahead and take a little bit of time, and I can upload, and I can tag that. However, here's one of the things that I want to walk through with you again. We talked about this on mobile. When I'm going to switch back because I actually want you to see this. This is a really important feature, I think, especially if you do any kind of events. If you have any kind of gathering and or events at all, I think you really need to utilize this tool. So I'm going to go to Facebook, okay, and I'm going to go to our business page for Online BizSmart. It's in there somewhere. Keep going. We'll find it eventually. There we go.
Maybe you should delete some of those.
I have deleted several, but so at some point people will add me on and I'll fix something for them, or I've set their accounts up. So here we are. If you'll notice, it's still telling me on mobile that I'm using Facebook as online. I'm posting as, acting as Online BizSmarts. So if I have left that feature turned on the desktop, it would say I'm acting as Michael Gray. I don't want to post as Michael Gray. I want to post as Online BizSmarts. Okay? So I'm going to scroll up here, and I'm going to say share photo. Okay? I could take another photo, or I can go ahead and just grab the one that we just did. Okay? And I could go ahead. Now here's why I'm showing you this. This is one of the cheats that you get to do from a mobile device. I am able to upload to my business page as my business page, but I can still tag anybody that's my friend. You cannot do that on a desktop. You can do it from a mobile device. So I can go through and tag every one of you guys. And there's Cherie.
Actually, I don't think you can see me in that picture.
I can see
I
it.
can
You
see
can
it.
see
I can see
it.
the top
You
here.
can see my
Ear.
forehead, but
Yeah.
That,
Okay,
we know that.
so I'm going to go ahead and go through as if I'm going to post. So the value in that is if I'm at an event, I'm able to tag people and connect with them, tag them, and what's the value in that? Well, if Sharif has not turned off the ability to tag him, or if he hasn't added the approve process to tagging, then I just put a photo on his timeline. The value of that is everybody that's here, let's say there's 100 of us here, and I go through the crowd and I'm taking pictures and we're having a good time, and I'm tagging all 100 of those if I get them in a photo, and if they're my friends. I mean, I can't assume they're all my friends, but I tag them. I just hit, let's say we got 50 of them, and each one of them has 250 friends. How many impressions did we just make from our business page about people in pictures on their timelines? That's a golden opportunity. Now, very cautious in this process. Don't be spammy. Don't spam people if they're not in the picture. Don't add them in a tag. I think the only time that it's appropriate to tag somebody that's not in a picture is if I were to take a picture of all of you and we did something silly and we, did something funny, and I wanted Dale to see it because she's part of the group. That would be an appropriate time to tag somebody because you're saying, hey Dale, you got to see this. It's funny, or entertaining, or inspirational, or whatever it may be. Any questions on that? What are your thoughts on that, Susan?
So you're saying especially if you have an event. So let's say I'm having an event. Let's say Jen and her coworkers come to my store for a view party, and I'm taking their picture with my mobile phone, which I would. I would put it on, it'd be on the business page, they would get tagged. But if I were to miss that opportunity, I still have their picture, and I go home and do it on my computer, I can't tag them.
You cannot tag. You can. I take that back, Susan. Forgive me. But what you have to do then is then you have to switch into Susan mode on your business page to tag those photos. So it's not impossible to do. It just allows you to do it in one step on the fly. And what I found is, so I've done this a couple of events. I did it with the Marana Chamber of Commerce. So about 100 people had a breakfast. I had them go out like crazy. They're taking pictures of everybody everywhere. And then immediately we began to upload those pictures and tag. So what happened is by the time everybody got back to their office that morning, there were already notifications there from those photos that happened at breakfast. And because of the immediacy of it, that content from that morning went viral for almost a week. So we had viral content for almost a week going out from Marana Chamber of Commerce page, and it was bouncing around and everybody's commenting on. They had Mrs. Claus there, and she was going around taking pictures with everyone. Very festive, very fun, very entertaining kind of environment, and a great deal of traction. They picked up more likes on their page than probably in the last 6 months from that single event. And it's because friends of friends of friends were seeing those photos on people's timelines. So again, just one strategy about how to use photo to promote your events. Yes?
Did you have the people that were taking pictures check in so that it's already typed in where they were? Did they check into the Marana Chamber of Commerce?
Yeah, and you can go back and tag those. So just to give a little bit more flavor to it, we'll switch back to the desktop.
Okay. I guess what I'm saying is if I'm going to write a very long comment, I am not very good at, typing out things on my iPhone.
So you can go back and edit that, and that's what I'm going to show you now. So
good.
Get the pertinent information, get the tagging, get the check-in. Okay, now we're going to switch back to desktop mode. I've gotten back to the office, so there's the one I posted as a person. Let's go back to, I don't know why the order of these things are so out of whack. Just driving me crazy. Okay, oh, I know why. I'm on a different browser. So there's our event that's happening right now.
Oh, you can go to in the event and take a picture?
Yes, you
Go
can.
to the event?
You can check into that event and take a picture, or you can go to the page. So here's our photo. Now because I took that photo as the business, I can now come over here and I can edit. And I can go back and I can change what I said about the photo. I can add a real long, whatever, comment-wise. I can add another of where was the photo taken. I can come back and add that after the fact. If it's during the event, it's not going to populate events unless it's during the event.
Is this part
Within a few hours.
Is this part new?
No, it's just part that you have to play with it enough to discover all of the different things. And I'm sorry, I play on Facebook a lot. That's my job. So again, you can add a time, you can backdate it, you can date it to yesterday's events, and I can, and I'm going to say done editing. Now, because I'm in Online BizSmart's voice at this point, when you change identities, it's called voice. I'm unable to tag any of you, even though it has the tag photo there. I'm not able to tag you guys because I'm in the voice of Online BizSmart. So what I do at that point is get out of this. I'm going to go right here and change to Michael Gray. Now I'm going to come back here and I can tag the photo. already tagged you on that one or not. Okay, so there's Connie, and this has actually gotten quite a bit better in how quickly it'll recognize faces and pop up suggestions for you. Okay, so I'm not going to tag everybody in that. We'll continue to tag and play. So the value, again, because of tagging, is now I can go to Dale's page, unless she changed her settings overnight. And there's that photo on her page. So unless they've turned off tagging or they have the approval process, it's immediately going out to all those other people's pages. So you can go from 100 people to 10,000 impressions in a blink with a well-tagged photo. So what are some other strategies that you guys could utilize for that? Events, obviously. Parties, jewelry parties, beading parties, events, classes.
Yeah, but I've taken pictures and put them on my personal page. Because I think all I knew was on my mobile device, when I upload it, it goes right to my personal page.
If you don't change anything, it goes right to your personal page. How you do that is on your device, you'll go to your page,
Right, which I've just
then
done.
upload photos, and you'll be
And that's
posting
what-
as the page.
Okay,
Yeah.
good.
So you don't have to do anything fancy. If you're on iOS, iPhone, or iPad, you have another app, which is the Facebook Managers app, to where it gives you more of a separation. Anything you do there is only as the page. So if you're just wanting to upload photos, you could utilize that. I don't know that there's a great benefit other than just the regular Facebook app. I'm sorry, Dale.
No, I was just kind of reiterating, my understanding is that all you have to do is change to the page, click on the page on your phone, and you are the page.
Yeah, the only...
But you don't have to click on the change voice.
No, only here. Now, and again, as I do that, I want to make sure that I always remember to change back. And the reason, the primary reason, is when I'm on my mobile device, I don't want to have accidentally left it in the wrong voice, because it may lock me out of posting as my page when I'm on my mobile device. There's a little bit of squirreliness in that integration between mobile and desktop.
So when you leave your desktop, you make sure you leave
Make sure you're in the voice of
Michael Gray.
Yeah. So right now it says, I am posting, commenting, and liking as online biz smarts. And that's always the case unless I turn it off. And I switch voice and turn over. There's another button for voice. I can hide the voice tab if I click this. And if you don't see it, you can come there and reactivate it if you want to hide that voice. I leave it available so I remember, who am I posting as at this point. So the value may be, and I've had this happen a few times, I have a post go out, we have a conversation going, and I need to speak in the voice of me as a person. This is another time that I'll come back and I'll switch into Michael Gray mode, and then I'll say, hey Joe, here's what I think, and I'm trying to speak in the voice of me as a person, not me as a brand. I'm not saying you will have a lot of those situations, but it is another opportunity to switch. Switch for tagging, switch for commenting as a person, otherwise leave it on your brand. Okay, and that will be how it is until Facebook changes it. And then I'll let you know. Any other, let me make sure I'm not forgetting any very important and vital changes on Facebook. Page notifications. Yes, I love this feature. It's one of my absolute favorite features. Okay, you're going to come right here to Light. Okay, so for my brand pages, ones that I manage and that I'm a part of, I'm going to check this box right here, and I get notifications over on my profile of anything that happens on that business page. So somebody likes, comments, somebody else that's helping me post something, I get a notification over right here in my personal notifications of anything that happens on the page. So you can do that for your brand.
The default is that you don't get a
The
notification.
default is that it's
You have
off.
to go check your page.
Yeah, you have to go check this to get the notifications. So when you land, it's going to actually look like that, unhighlighted and unchecked. Now I'm going to get notifications, and you'll see that it's checked and highlighted. I think that's really cool because I don't have to. I have a couple of layers of redundancy other than that, but that's actually been very helpful to allow me to take more immediate action. I get a notification on my phone, somebody's asked a question, I can go and respond immediately instead of waiting 6, 8, 10 hours. Immediacy has great value in making people realize that you value
Yeah.
them.
Well, and I don't have that checked. So Mike gets those, but if you write a message to Online BizSmarts, he gets it right away, and he's been answering, and I was wondering how you saw it faster than I saw it.
Yeah. And so I'm not
Yeah, I
sitting
know.
on my computer all day long, and I don't respond to everything, but if it requires a response, I'm going to try to respond immediately.
So I saw that on Online BizSmarts page. That option is there. So what does that mean to get notification from me?
So if I wanted to get notifications for a competitor or somebody else's brand, you can get notifications from any Facebook page. So I want to see what my competitor's doing, I can do that.
So that
We're going to put Gary Wagner.
You'll get personal notifications or anything that happens on the Online BizSmart page. So as a brand, it's great. It's basically subscribing. They're subscribing to you, and they're going to get notifications of everything that happens on your page. Brilliant. I love it. I mean, that's a great opportunity to stay connected with people.
So let's say we do it to a competitor. Do they know that the competition is?
No, they don't get a notification that somebody has. It is a subscription, but they're not calling it that. You're just choosing to get private notifications of everything on that page.
Does it show up in the activity log as subscriber? Can you see subscribers?
Let's check. Good question,
so
Gary.
I just added it because I'm spying on you guys.
Well, I want you to
Lawyer.
spy on us.
Lurkers.
Let's see what.
Yes.
I'm not really spying.
So your activity log is also where if you schedule posts and you accidentally mess one up and you need to go delete it, your activity log is where you'd go to do that. So let's say you schedule a week of posts. Here's where you would come to change stuff. So the last activity, it's not notated.
Unless it's under your subscribe. I mean, where you got your likes and
Yeah, can you
subscribers.
click on the activity log for a second?
That was the activity log.
No, but just a little arrow to see what else comes out of the options.
Yeah, nothing new.
Mike, can you click on that little arrow next to activity log?
Next to that, here,
No, the other one.
Here.
Yeah.
that'll just give you the other
So it doesn't.
tabs that you can jump to for the page.
What's under likes?
That's going to take you to your metrics.
Like there is some place that shows you the number of subscribers, but I don't know if that
Yeah.
lists the people or not. I can't remember.
I can't remember it does on personal page,
Yeah.
but I'm not aware of it on profile.
Yeah, so you've got new likes, but you don't have subscribers.
Here's another great feature, and I almost forgot. This was the other new thing that I wanted to point out to you. I can like this page as my page. So if I administrate another page, I can go to anybody's page, and without changing voice or posting as, I can like this as a page. So I'll do that for you. Like as your page. So I'm liking Online BizSmarts as these guys won't work. There we go. That's Affinity for Design. Okay? So from a page to page, I've liked that page. Now, that's just a courtesy because I don't get any added likes to my like quantity if a page likes me. It's just, you're doing two things as a page in liking another page. You're adding the ability to tag that page because you've liked it. So now I can go, if I wanted to go say something nice about your business, I would come like your business page to page, and then on my page or on your wall, I would tag you and say, at your company name, and say something nice about you. That way you would get a notification that you'd been tagged as a business page in somebody else's post.
That's nice.
To tag a business page, I find I always have to do it from my business page. Can I do it?
No, this is a shortcut now.
Okay.
Yeah, so, well, this is a like. I can like, and
yeah.
you, after you do it once, you'll have to refresh the page in order to do it again. So I can come back here and, come on, catch up to me. I can like as your page again, and let's see, what like is that one?
Just keep going, Mike.
I know, I just
do all of them.
keep, no, like, oh. So now from that page or from our page, I can tag and I can say, and this is what you were saying, you need to put the post on your page in order to have the ability to tag the other page. Let me prove that one way or another. I'll go to, let's see if from here I can tag on my business. I believe it will let me. Yeah.
But if I'm on my personal page, I can't.
Oh yes, absolutely. You can. Personal has the most flexibility. I can tag people. I can tag businesses. It has maximum flexibility because from your personal voice, Facebook wants you to be able to speak to anyone or any business. But business is where it's limited. The limiting factor is I cannot tag a person if I'm in the voice of my business. I have to be in personal voice to tag from the desktop. Again, the cheat is I can do it from a mobile device and tag in the voice of my business page. So a little shortcut there for you. Don't tell anybody. Yes, Gary.
The newest change that showed up on mine yesterday, and just so because you don't have it yet.
Okay.
Right beside the home button. You've seen that? You've seen people sharing that. I don't want your privacy, so go click like and comments and block all that crap that they tell you to do. Well, now they've moved a button up there on the home next to home, and it's a little lock icon.
Yeah, mine has that.
And the little lock icon gives you all the drop downs to change your privacy settings. So if you want to say you can't see my comments,
Yeah.
who makes my comments published, they put it up there so it makes it easy.
So it's a shortcut to get to this one.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
It showed up to me.
They're just making it a more.
Roll it out again.
It's like Facebook typically does. There's always 3 ways to do any one thing.
Exactly.
And they just want to. Facebook is fairly private if you choose for it to be private. But again, we typically will communicate and let you guys know. If you put it online, it's online, and you're running the risk that somebody you don't want to see is going to see it. So don't put anything online you don't want seen. Just live in that model, because you will, as Sharif said, accidentally hit publish instead of delete. And you've seen a lot of famous people get really embarrassed because they didn't know how to work their mobile device, or accidentally hit save and sync and save and publish versus delete. So use a camera to take those pictures and do whatever you want with it. Just don't do it on your mobile device so that you don't get into trouble.